Heather took to TikTok, making multiple videos explaining the bullying that she says her daughter endured. She's a 13-year-old Mississippi teen who took her own life back in September of last year. And you guys, that's tragic enough on its own. So young and so senseless. But since her death, Aubrey's mother, Heather, has now found herself caught up in a lawsuit with Aubrey's peers. All right, here's what happened. She loved going to the beach, participating in gymnastics. She also rode four-wheelers, and she was incredibly active on social media, including TikTok and Snapchat. And despite Aubrey's bubbly personality, the tremors of life were shaking the young teen. Now Heather, her mother, who was formerly an educator and someone who's familiar with child behavior, well, she had seen those tremors and had Aubrey on a waiting list to begin attending therapy and seeking help. But the help didn't come quick enough, because on Labor Day of 2023, Heather found Aubrey dead in her room. Now, Aubrey had completed and on that morning, Heather had begun her morning routine that included working out. She just started doing what she does every morning. And in the middle of her workout, Heather said she noticed how hot the house was, which was weird because they had this ongoing battle with the thermostat, like lots of people in their houses. Aubrey would usually crank the thermostat down and eventually freeze everyone out. So once Heather was done working out and she had realized how hot the house was, she lowered the thermostat and she decided to check on Aubrey. She opened her door and screamed. As Aubrey's siblings came running, Heather demanded that they stay out. She fruitlessly attempted to revive Aubrey, who had been dead for several hours. Now, Heather told the son, Harold, that it wasn't that Aubrey, who was in the 8th grade, that she was isolated. She had friends, several in fact. But Heather feels that Aubrey's can be blamed on the bullying that Aubrey endured daily via social media and also interaction at school. And she says it started as far back as 5th grade. Heather said a specific group of girls would spread rumors about Aubrey on apps like Snapchat, and that at social events she would be ostracized. She was sure Aubrey had been spurred by the bullying. She told the Herald Sun that her daughter, just the day before her death, was talking about Christmas. She was excited to get a vanity for her room. Heather said Aubrey even put 2 different vanities in the Amazon shopping cart for her mother to review. Well, in the days following Aubrey's death, students at Ocean Springs wore awareness ribbons and also colors to an Ocean Springs Greyhounds football game. At that game, Heather and her 2 other children walked on the field and joined the crowd in honoring Aubrey with a moment of silence. And then there were flowers and stuffed animals that lined the sign outside of Ocean Springs Middle School. And then days later, a protest was organized on campus with teens and parents carrying signs calling for an end to bullying. Well, in her grief, Heather took to TikTok, making multiple videos explaining the bullying that she says her daughter endured. Now, she never named any of the girls, but she was relentless with her campaign to stop the bullying that she says that not only her daughter experienced, but also other teens have endured at Ocean Springs Middle School. Her TikTok account grew rapidly, eventually reaching about 1 million followers. And she would speak about mental health, also awareness, and then also bullying, she says, was vicious. She specifically stated that she believes the bullying led her daughter to take her life. Now, in one video, Heather explained that her daughter would be friends with these 4 girls on just 1 week, but then the next week they would be fighting. And then she said Aubrey was too forgiving of the bullying. In another video, Heather showed a screenshot that her daughter Taylor had received via text after Aubrey. So this screenshot was shared widely, and Taylor just happened to get the screenshot. So here's what Heather claimed. She said the bullies were sharing the image on social media, and it's disturbing because the image showed a bloody doll with a noose around her neck. All right, in another TikTok video, Heather shared a photo of Aubrey with a red mark on her cheek. Now, she says that photo was taken when Aubrey was in 7th grade. Heather claimed one of the girls had slapped Aubrey, leaving that mark. Then Heather shared screenshots of a Snapchat conversation where one of the girls apologized for hitting Aubrey, and Aubrey then apologized for getting her in trouble. All right, we all know how TikTok works. As Heather told the story of Aubrey, other users took note and they began posting about Aubrey and about alleged bullying. Some even went as far as publishing the 4 bullies' names. And remember though, Heather did not publish the names. But the hashtag Justice for Aubrey began trending, and millions of people viewed not only Heather's account, but the other accounts that were doxing one girl in particular. Well, in March of this year, Heather began focusing her TikTok success towards mental health. She gave interviews around that time of her daughter's March birthday. Then in April, a controversy erupted at Ocean Springs Middle School. 8 students walked out and protested outside the school after one of the students said she was suspended for defending Aubrey on Facebook.
Are you gonna cook for me or what? Ugh.